Okay, so today we're in Macau as usual, and we'll be talking about residency rights. So I'm gonna just be walking and exploring just kind of normal, regular neighborhoods, and I'm kind of letting you know what I know about residency rights. Okay. Let's go check out the room. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, residency rights. So some people are kind of curious about residency rights. And one of the things that's interesting about Macau and Hong Kong is there are some of the few places in Asia where you can actually get residency. As people probably know, like, you know, you can become American, you can become Canadian, you can become Australian, you can become a lot of different stuff in this world. You can become Brazilian, but nobody can really become an Asian anything, especially if you're not. Technically, if you're Chinese, Indonesian, you can technically become Indonesian, but if you're like a person like me, I can never become Indonesian or Japanese or Korean. Like it'll just never happen. So so a lot of people are curious about residency and just trying to get the residency rights. Different places in Asia do have different residency rights, usually connected to marriage. So that's probably the biggest one. What's unusual about both Macau and Hong Kong is that you can get residency without marriage, but I will say that it's not very easy, and it's actually it's really hard to do, to be honest. Very, very difficult. But usually it'll come with business. Maybe there's more places to get residency, but I'm sure every country has its ways to do it. But I think Macau does have you can get permanent residency here. I'll tell you the details about it. It takes 7 years, and it doesn't, I'm gonna compare it real quick to Hong Kong. So basically, in Hong Kong, once you start your work contract and you just stay there for 7 years, you can just automatically get your residency, which is amazing. Really, really amazing. Macau, it's not the case. Here it does take 7 years, but it takes more like 8 or 9 years. Basically, you have to do a lot of paperwork to do it, and you also have to have some kind of you have to somehow prove that your job is essential in some way. Let's see what they're talking about. I'm going to show you this real quick. Storm surge. So the storm went all the way up there. So they have different measurements, but the highest was up to that one. I'm going to get away from the loudspeaker. The Macau essay or government urges, let's all resist. Remember to wash hands. Can you hear that in English? They do it in English, Chinese, and Portuguese. So it's the COVID area, so I'm walking around during the COVID area. By the way, everybody that's here has a residency of some kind, or a blue card visa that entitles them to be here, or they came over 2 months ago and just kept extending their visa because you can't leave at this time. It's got like a traditional medicine shop. So, okay. That's kind of cool. There's tables back there. Okay, so we're going to keep talking about residency, but we're got a lot of little stuff happening around here. Okay. So you basically need like a high skill trade. You can also invest in business. There's like two kinds. One of them is like some kind of technical job. I'm just gonna get out of the street altogether. This is too much traffic. Wow. I'm gonna go down this little cool alley. So I'm obviously showing you these kind of, I think they're really cool areas, but somebody who's looking for residency, for some reason I have this assumption that they might be looking for like high-end stuff. And if that's you, I apologize. I'm just looking at the normal, regular stuff that you see, which I kind of like. So anyways, okay. So usually you need more of a high-end job of some kind of investment or technology, and then you have to start applying to it right away. When you start applying, you have to do an enormous amount of paperwork. Basically, you have to do fingerprints. So the fingerprints are based on let's see where we are here. So we're gonna try to get away, try to get around once these go. We're gonna try to run across. Okay, we're just gonna try to get out of the way a little bit. So once you get here and you have your job or you have your business or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to start processing the paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork. If you might have to do spouse things, prove that you're married. If you're bringing a family, if you're just bringing yourself, then you still have to do a lot of paperwork. And some of those involve just kind of like arguing your case of why your job is essential, basically, why it's something that, and then but actually that's a really small part. A bigger part is just all the enormous paperwork, like fingerprints. So you have to do a fingerprint from Macau, make sure that you didn't commit some robbery or crime in Macau, and then you have to go to your home country. You don't have to go there, but you have to get fingerprints from I had to do all this stuff myself, so I had to do it through the state that I grew up in. And then I had to do it again for the federal government. So I had to do 3 types, and I had to figure out a way to do fingerprints, which was not easy to do. There's a very official, certain way you have to do it. And if they can't read it, then you have to do it again. And it takes like a couple months just to process it back and forth. So anyways, I had to do that. So just for you to actually set up the first initial stage, that's really kind of leak right there. So just for you to set up the initial stage can take, it took me a year, which is pretty common for most people because of just the enormous amounts of requirements. So it took me about 1 year just to be able to apply, even though I had my position and I could argue the case and on and on. But yeah, the fingerprints was the biggest one. And then also you just had to keep showing documents. So like as you're waiting for your fingerprints to come back, it takes a couple months. But then other things expire that you thought you had. So I think like the fingerprints locally, they have to be within the last certain amount of days, you know, because in case you committed a crime since that time or whatever. So they do stuff like that. And then they also, you have to show your latest income, and you have to show your last 3 months. So as you're spending the entire year just trying to process stuff, different things keep expiring. And I could go either this way or that way. They both look pretty cool. We're gonna go this way though. Oh, there's like drilling. I do want to see that, but I don't want to walk by drilling. So we're gonna keep walking. It'll drown out the sound of my camera. So okay. So once you get all of that, then it takes 7 years to and it means that you have to do a portion of it every 3 years to renew, just kind of prove again, and then at the 6-year mark you have to do your fingerprints again and just prove that you didn't commit any crimes within that 6-year period of when you first initiated the process. And you just kind of have to show all of your financial stuff too, continually. And then, so you do that again at the 6-year mark, 3-year mark, 6-year mark. It's a pretty cool building. And then again at, this is a really cool little space that we're going into. Becca, if you want to look it up on the map, it is right there. Step back a little bit. It's pretty cool. Super cool. I like that a lot. And then the 7-year mark, should we go back down an alley? Let's do that. So at the 7-year mark, you have to do more of it again. I'm not there yet, so I can't tell you exactly what it is. But you basically have to keep doing this stuff. There's a little temple at the back, so this just goes in a circle. It'll just be purely residential. But it's kind of cool, all this kind of cool stuff that you see in Macau. Let's just go down this alley here. Beco dos Oculos. The mouth of eyes? Of glass? Eyeglasses? I guess there used to be eyeglass factories here or something. There's I like these. These are really beautiful. Okay, so basically the residency is kind of Guayin, baby, child. That's really cool too, I like that. So basically it takes a long process. So by the time you actually do it, it's probably going to take like 8 or 9 years. And you have to keep the same, you can change jobs, but you have to let them know every time, if you do change jobs, they might question everything again, and you can lose your status. If you get a pay raise, you have to record it and let them know. If you don't let them know, and the government increases your salaries for different reasons all the time, you can also lose it. I think, I don't know how secure that is for that one. Seems like it should be more secure than it might be, but or might make it sound like it's not. Huh. There's a temple up here that we might go check out. So so basically, it's a long process, and once you get it, there's a lot of benefits. So well, you have the legal rights to live and work here for one, and then if you have kids, you can put them into school here, and you can kind of be a part of the community on a more on a bigger level. So it's amazing to have, but it does take a lot of process. And then once you have it, if you leave Macau for even up to like 6 months, then you can lose it. So let's say that you get your residency, you spend 20 years here, and then you go back to wherever you're from, Australia, North America, I don't know, Europe, Poland, and then let's say that you go there and something happens, you break your leg, you're in hospital for 7 months, and then you lose your residency. You have to come back every 6 months to keep your residency. If you don't, you'll lose it. So that's another thing too. So basically, if you're just going to try to get it and just try to, you know, claim some kind of resources, like that might not work for you. But if you're going to do it, oh, you probably want to see this. But if you want to get the residency and you think you're going to stay here long term, then it's definitely worth it, 100%. Then you can be involved in the community, and there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of things are in Portuguese, English, Mandarin, and Cantonese, so there's always some community for you to tap into. Tagalog, if you speak Tagalog as well, of course, which kind of share with the English-speaking community. Anyways, I hope I answered some of those questions about residency, and hope you enjoyed that one. So it's kind of long, but maybe interesting. But more than anything, you got to see a little bit more of what Macau looks like. Chiquinha, Chiquinha.